The NHL is more than just hockey. It's a treasure trove of wild stories, quirky traditions, and jaw-dropping trivia. Ready to uncover its best-kept secrets? 1. The puck freezing rule was born from chaos. In the early days of hockey, there were no rules about goalies freezing the puck. This meant the game rarely stopped, resulting in utter chaos on the ice. Picture players swarming like bees around the puck, sticks clashing and skates slicing through the air. Fans loved the energy, but hated the confusion. To restore order, the NHL introduced the puck freezing rule, allowing goalies to stop play by covering the puck. Bonus trivia: NHL pucks are actually frozen before games to reduce bounces and make them easier to handle. And ever wondered why they're so smooth and shiny? That's the freezing process working its magic. Second, players used to skate without helmets. Believe it or not, NHL players used to hit the ice with nothing but their hair protecting their heads. Helmets weren't mandatory until 1979, and even then, players who started before the rule could opt out. Why? Many claimed helmets messed up their peripheral vision, or flow. Yes, even back then, hockey hair was a thing. The last player to skate helmet-free was Craig McTavish in 1997. Today, the thought of a game without helmets feels reckless. But back then, it was just another day in the NHL. The Stanley Cup has typos. The Stanley Cup is the most iconic trophy in sports. But did you know it's riddled with typos? Over the years, engravers have made hilarious mistakes while etching player and team names. For instance, the Boston Bruins were once misspelled as Beekst Bruins, and goaltender Jacques Plante's name is spelled differently multiple times. Despite these errors, the NHL decided to keep them. Why? They're considered part of the Cup's charm. Each mistake tells a story, making it a truly unique piece of sports history. The ice isn't just water. If you thought NHL ice was just frozen tap water, think again. It's actually a carefully crafted blend of purified water, paint, and chemicals designed to ensure durability and smooth gameplay. Making NHL ice is a science. Technicians lay down thin layers of ice, painting lines and logos between them. And here's the kicker: arenas can rebuild the entire surface in under 24 hours. The next time you watch a game, remember the engineering marvel beneath the players' skates. 5. Wayne Gretzky holds a ridiculous number of records. Wayne Gretzky isn't called the Great One for nothing. He holds a staggering 61 NHL records, many of which might never be broken. Here's one that'll blow your mind. Even if you took away all of Gretzky's goals, his assists alone would make him the NHL's all-time points leader. From most career points to most assists in a season, his stats are otherworldly. Gretzky's dominance on the ice is why he remains hockey royalty. 6th, NHL arenas are energy hogs. Hosting an NHL game isn't just about players and fans. It's also about massive energy consumption. A single game uses as much electricity as 300 homes in one day. From powering arena lights to maintaining the ice, these games require serious resources. The NHL is working on becoming more eco-friendly, with teams like the Seattle Kraken introducing green initiatives like rainwater ice. It's a small step towards sustainability in a power-hungry sport. 7. The longest game ever lasted. Nearly 8 hours. Think double overtime is intense. In 1936, the Detroit Red Wings and Montreal Maroons played a playoff game that stretched into 6 overtimes, lasting nearly 8 hours. Players were cramping, fans were leaving, and even the referees were exhausted. Finally, Mud Brunteau scored the game winner, ending the marathon. To this day, it remains the longest game in NHL history. Can you imagine sitting through all that? 8. Players take power naps before games. You'd think NHL players would spend every moment before a game strategizing. But nope, many swear by pre-game naps. Stars like Sidney Crosby take exactly 90 minutes of shut-eye before hitting the ice. It's all about recharging and staying focused. In fact, napping is so common that some teams even schedule quiet times at the arena. Who knew sleep could be a secret weapon? 9. The Zamboni is a Canadian icon. The Zamboni isn't just a machine, it's a cultural icon. Invented in 1949 by Frank Zamboni, it revolutionized ice maintenance, making it faster and more efficient. Today, Zambonis are a symbol of hockey. Many teams even auction off rides on these machines for charity. If you've ever dreamed of driving one, you're not alone. It's every hockey fan's ultimate bucket list item. 10th, NHL players have rituals we'd call weird. Hockey players are notoriously superstitious. From eating specific meals to putting on gear in a certain order, their pre-game rituals can be downright bizarre. Take Patrick Roy, for instance. The legendary goalie used to talk to his goalposts, calling them his friends. Then there's Sidney Crosby, who sharpens his skates to the same specifications before every game. Call it quirky, but hey, it works. 11. The first NHL game was a blowout. The NHL's inaugural game in 1917 was anything but ordinary. The Montreal Canadiens crushed the Ottawa Senators 7-4, setting the stage for high-scoring affairs. This game marked the beginning of professional hockey as we know it. Back then, the rules were simpler, and the pace was slower, but the passion was just as intense. It's a reminder of how far the league has come. 12th, goalie gear was once made of deer hair. Before modern pads, goalies used deer hair-filled cushions to protect themselves. These primitive pads were bulky, heavy, and barely effective. Today's gear, made from lightweight composite materials, is a far cry from those early days. Modern goalies are faster, more agile, and way better protected. It's a testament to how technology has changed the game. 13. The NHL has a rule for emergency goalies. Every NHL team keeps an emergency backup goalie EBUG on standby, and they can be anyone, even a Zamboni driver. In 2020, David Ayres, a 42-year-old Zamboni driver, stepped in for the Carolina Hurricanes and won the game. It's a Cinderella story that proves hockey is full of surprises. The EBUG rule ensures every game can continue, no matter what. 14 NHL players lose 5 to 10 pounds per game. The intensity of an NHL game takes a serious toll on players' bodies. Most lose between 5 and 10 pounds during a single game due to sweat and exertion. This is why hydration is critical. Players guzzle water and electrolyte drinks during every break, ensuring they can keep up with the game's grueling pace. It's a high-stakes battle of stamina and endurance. 15. The Stanley Cup has been to some crazy places. The Stanley Cup has seen it all. Literally, from being used as a cereal bowl to doubling as a dog dish, players have taken it on some wild adventures. One player even took the cup into a hot tub. The NHL allows players to spend a day with the trophy during the off-season, leading to some truly bizarre stories. It's part of what makes the cup so legendary. 16. The fastest slap shot is Insane's clip with the original sound. Zdeno Chara's slap shot, clocked at 108.17. The NHL banned colored ice in the 1970s. The California Golden Seals proposed using colored ice to stand out. The idea was to make games more visually striking, but the NHL shut it down, sticking with traditional white. While the idea didn't fly, it shows how teams have always looked for ways to innovate and attract fans. Who knows, maybe colored ice could make a comeback someday. 18. Gritty, the mascot that broke the internet, spawning countless memes. But did you know Gritty's costume weighs a whopping 35 pounds? That's a workout on its own. Love him or hate him, Gritty has become a cultural phenomenon. 19. Overtime is heart attack central. Since the NHL introduced 3-on-3 overtime, games have reached new levels of intensity. With so much open ice, the action is fast-paced and unpredictable. Fans love the excitement, and players thrive under pressure. It's become one of the most thrilling parts of the game, delivering highlight reel moments every night. 20. The Stanley Cup's keeper travels everywhere. Phil Pritchard, the Cup's official keeper, has one of the coolest jobs in sports. He travels with the trophy 24/7, ensuring it stays safe and pristine. From player celebrations to public events, the Cup is always on the move. Pritchard's dedication ensures hockey's greatest prize remains in perfect condition. His travel stories? They are probably just as legendary as the players themselves. 20 incredible facts about the NHL you probably didn't know. So, which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.